through our lady, through our Lord, we prevail. I'm making a video to just kind of pipe in. You know, I have experience in the kind of situation that people are in right now. This isn't about the protesting that was outside the Saginaw Weiss VA, which is crazy because I wanted to arrange protests there about veteran treatment regarding health care and you know, all the hardship and all the hassles, and you know, the amount of power that claims examiners have to, not ratings examiners. Ratings examiners have a very set criteria. Claims examiner, they can have all kinds of narrative, and and the rating examiner, if they read the narrative and they don't focus on the actual science, the actual evidence of that veteran's health care, or maybe it's even excluded. You know, there you got exculpatory evidence that is never included. That's happened to me many times, not just with the VA, but makes veterans get denied because, you know, extremely long narrative by claims examiner, which may or may not be based on science. It may be based on a study or two, but they may be controversial studies or studies that are insufficient, you know, results. But you know, how they write the narrative. Anybody who's taken report writing, you know, law enforcement, social science, psychotherapy, forensics, it's all about report writing. So the way you write your narrative can cause a veteran to get denied, even though the science supports their approval. So. So anyway, sorry, distracted. Well, so anyway, so the you know, it's crazy that I was denied to protest veteran care and veteran treatment, specifically at this VA. I was threatened, but they got a bunch of No Kings protesters. And the thing that kind of irked me was, you got a kid out there wearing a Vietnam veteran hat, and I know the kid. I think he lives in my complex, driving around, blaring radio, driving through the parking lot like a maniac, and he's got all kinds of Vietnam veteran stickers all around his truck. And wearing a hat too, Vietnam veteran hat. They're protesting, No Kings. Yeah, I didn't like that. But you know, and when somebody claims, you know, that's the way I look at it. When people wear a hat that says I'm a veteran or Vietnam veteran or Gulf War veteran, unless it's their wife or husband or partner, even their kids, I don't really, it doesn't impress me. If it's a spouse, maybe, but a child or grandchild or nephew or niece, no, it doesn't impress me at all. You know, it's not stolen valor, but it's pretty close to it. Spouses go through a unique experience. Kids don't go through the experience that their spouse or that their parents do. Being a spouse of a veteran is a very different experience than being a child. It's a lot more worrying, a lot more stress, a lot more sleepless nights, a lot more fear. And if something happens to them, a lot more terror, a lot more tears, a lot more sickness and stress. It's not the same experience. Now, I'm not diminishing the experience of children of veterans. I'm just saying spouse experience is much, much more different. But now that being said, this video isn't about that. It's about all of these crazy protests, No Kings all over the country. You know, yeah, I don't agree with throwing illegal immigrants inside of cages. No, that's not good, especially as a Christian who believes in the power of social justice, the power of conscience, the power of human dignity, the power of a witness of Christ. No, I don't agree with that. But on the other hand, people who are bending over backwards and busting things up and threatening police officers, threatening ICE agents, how has this helped their cause? And second of all, this is a crime. Are we going to protest outside of a prison? This is an interesting thing. If we remove those people from that situation, that sits in labum, that situation, place, culture, um, you know, their ontological arguments, and we place them in an entirely different situation. What if those were murderers or rapists or child molesters or somebody that had a drug, a drug ring selling stuff in the neighborhood, everything from Molly to heroin? They're gonna have the same reaction. A crime is a crime. Now, herein is where it comes to my experience with this. I was in a Southeast Asian country, far in the south, and sometimes us guys that have spouses in the far south of this country, we will overstay, and it's never a problem. You pay your fees. But we had several disasters happen, several bad situations, some of them financial. And so it took me time to get back. And then also, my passport expired while this happened. Generally, in this country, you're allowed to stay up to 2 years, I think it is, up to 1.5 to 2 years on extensions. And then there'll be extra extension fees, yada, yada, yada. And I'd overstayed that by 1 year because of the things that kept happening, and my passport expired while I was there. I didn't run away. I didn't complain. I went to immigration, and yeah, some people humiliated you. Well, Americano, huh? Overstaying? Huh? What happened? You have trouble with the girls or something? Trouble with the ladies? Um, no, we just had a lot of stuff happen. I have a family. Oh, what, did you get drained of all your money? No, we had a lot of stuff happen. Okay. In the end, they investigated me. No, I wasn't deported. Regardless what some destructive people are saying, I was not deported. I had the option. If I didn't want to pay for a plane ticket, I would be on a deportation flight. They said, but you choose. You don't have any problem in our country. You just overstayed and you have fees. You're going to have to pay these fees before you ever come back. And that's addition to penalties. Fees plus penalties to come back. Another reason why people are trying to keep me bankrupt. They know that I have children there, some bad people. So that being said, they told me you can go. I had an embassy letter which guaranteed me travel because my passport had expired. So I had identity verification. I had criminal background check in this country done to make sure I was eligible for this. Full background check. They went everywhere I lived. And I went home and I repaid the plane ticket, etc., etc. But I can't return to the country where I have two children until I pay my fees and my penalties, and then apply to for a new visa to return there. Which the chief of immigration told me, you have no problem here. Once you apply to remove your order and you pay your fees, you can come back here at any time. This time, come back with round trip ticket and make sure you have money in your pocket, or even better, come back and open a business. That was the words from the assistant commissioner of immigration. So that's the number two in immigration. So, and then also at the airport, the chief immigration officer also said the same thing. I had the opportunity where he also was the person to stamp me out and saying, just want you to know that you can come back here any day. You've never done anything wrong. We know you have family here. We know that you just need to get on your feet. Get on your feet. Get some kind of whatever income situations going on in your health. Get everything set. Pay your fees. Pay your order removal fees, and come back at any time. We wish you the best. Hopefully, we'll see you again. That's his exact words. So I went through all of this, what they're going through. I was humiliated. An American overstaying? An American past visa fees? With I should say um, with unpaid visa fees. Um, like I said, generally this happens in the South, but never like my situation. A year overstaying, and I went to the embassy. I went to immigration. Yeah, some people humiliated me. They thought it was crazy and funny that this would happen to an American. And I humbled myself before their government because I've never had a problem with these people. In this country, very few enemies. Matter of fact, I have some people that I owe because of that situation, besides owing the government. So I've been where they are. I didn't complain. I didn't say, I have rights too. I didn't say, I'm going to protest because I don't think this is right. I lived it. And certainly the way that things should be done is not the way that apparently the No Kings movement and those protesting what's happening to people who are illegal, they're not handling it the correct way at all. And I would encourage our government to treat these people with dignity and respect. Just because they're illegal, they're doing a criminal act, doesn't mean they're undeserving of human dignity, concern, compassion, the opportunity to right what wrong they did, and to move forward, even as Americans, once they fix the errors they've made. But I certainly, after living this situation, do not think it's right for No Kings movement people to attack our government, to attack law enforcement, to attack immigration, to hide people who are illegal, knowing that some of these people may have done more crimes than just immigration. And I especially encourage our faith communities, especially Catholic and Orthodox and Eastern Christian, to encourage our people within our communities to do the right thing. I'm not saying to go out and turn people in, but I'm saying to encourage people to do the right thing. And for us to, of course, within the area of worship and catechetics, to protect our people, but not to condone criminal behavior. It's a very fine line. And it can be complex because of the way some people are treating people who are illegal. But yet still, we have to stand by encouraging people to do the right thing. I did. I was fully at the mercy of a Southeast Asian country, fully at their mercy. And I was treated with respect, dignity. I was encouraged to do the right thing, fix it, and come back, and maybe things would be even better. So I think other people can do the same.